Hey vinyl community, I am here to provide another valuable public service to you, the record collector. And today I want to talk about ringwear and how can we prevent ringwear. I have 5 suggestions here on how you can prevent ringwear on your precious albums. So, ringwear, some collectors are not as concerned about it as other collectors. Personally, I don't mind so much ringwear. It's not a deal breaker for me. If I go into a store and there's a record I want, there's ringwear on it. Yeah, I'd love to have a more perfect record, but I'm certainly not going to walk away from a record because it has ringwear on it. But I understand there's some collectors who do not want anything to do with ringwear, and I guess I respect that to a certain extent. But how can we prevent ringwear on records that don't already have ringwear? So we've got our new records or records in our collection that are in pristine condition. How do we keep them that way, and how do we keep away the ringwear? So the first suggestion I have is to only store 2 records together at a time. Do not store all your records together on a shelf. The thing about ringwear, what causes ringwear is you've got records and this record in between, they're pressing together and they're squeezing and they're pressing, and that vinyl inside there is getting shoved up against the record sleeve, and that's what causes ringwear. However, I have thought about what if you only stored 2 records together at a time. Just keep 2 at a time on a shelf. Yeah, it's going to take up more space if you only keep 2 records together on a shelf at one time. But, you know, if you really want to prevent ringwear, isn't it worth it? I submit to you that it is. Number 2 is, instead of keeping your record in the sleeve, keep it behind the sleeve. I did not think of this. There are people, record collectors who've been around longer than I have or smarter than I have, that came up with this suggestion. This was actually some BCLT that I got from my friend Josh, and he keeps all his records behind, and this dramatically reduces the risk of ringwear to this album. So good idea, Josh. Suggestion number 3 is don't keep your records, your vinyl, in the sleeve. In fact, don't even keep them in the same room as your record sleeves. Keep your record sleeves, if you have a basement, keep the record sleeves in the basement, and keep the actual vinyl, all the vinyl records, upstairs in a separate room. You have a guest bedroom, keep all the actual records up there. Keep your sleeves downstairs, at least one level. They won't touch, they'll never make contact at all. There's no risk at all of ringwear that way. Your sleeves don't even have the record in them. They're safely down beneath a different level. They don't even know the records are in the house. They're totally kept apart. Now you might be saying to me, Jeff, that's easy for you to say, but I live in an apartment or I live in a 1-story house. I don't have a basement. I think separate rooms is fine, as long as you don't bring your records into the same room as your record sleeves. No ringwear. You can still play your records, you can still admire your sleeves, but just keep them out of the room. That way, there's absolutely no way, even by accident, that your record will find its way into your sleeve, just inviting ringwear. Number 4, buy square-shaped records. I don't know that this exists, but I am saying, industry, why not make square-shaped records? That would eliminate, if you had a square-shaped record, that would eliminate ringwear, because, as we know, ringwear is caused, this is not ringwear, by the way, this is actually the title of the songs on this album. I just want to make that distinction. But anyway, as an example, ringwear is caused because the sleeve presses against the record and it wears a perfect ring pattern on here. However, if the records were square, and there may be square records out there, I don't know, I've not run across any, but I'm saying, maybe if you find some, that's the way to go. Maybe the industry should only start making square records and eliminate the whole ringwear problem altogether. I'm just saying. The last suggestion that I have, this is guaranteed to prevent ringwear. Don't buy records at all. Just do not buy records. Collect CDs, collect cassettes, collect 8-track tapes. Then, you pansies, you don't have to worry about ringwear at all. How about that? If you're so worried about ringwear, don't buy records in the first place. Don't be a vinyl collector. Ringwear and vinyl collecting is a hard fact of life. I hate to break it to you. So if you're so worried about your precious jackets and you don't want any ringwear, then maybe you shouldn't be a record collector to start with. So how about that? I'm just saying. I'm not trying to disparage anybody. I am not trying to cast judgment on anybody who's a record collector who doesn't like ringwear, but that is the number one way to prevent ringwear. So anyway, I hope these suggestions have been helpful. I hope maybe they've been insightful. Maybe this was an epiphany for some of you. Maybe you'll try some of these suggestions, but I am always here for you. I want to be of service to the other members of the vinyl community. And as always, take care and you're welcome.